welcome back to another Real Talk reaction. This one's for Ted Lasso, Season 3, Episode number 10. Please don't forget to keep doing what y'all do. That's liking and subscribing. And telling friends and telling all the other friends. It's for the algorithm. Let's go.
Alright, a couple of comments from the last episode, starting with Big Mike, who says, first off, great reaction. Love the way y'all catch most of the references and looks the characters give, which adds so much levity. Oh, thanks, Big Mike.
Yeah.
AJ, the line Ted dropped after Leslie said, the press is ready for you, Ted, and it's a big one. And Ted replied, that's what the lady in American Office said. That was Ted's version of, that's what she said. Laugh my ass off.
That's what the lady in American Office said.
This show has got me smiling, laughing, and happy crying more than any other show has ever done.
That's true.
A lot of feel-good moments, a lot more on the way with the way things are falling into place. Then we got executive producer Jeremy, who says, every time a new episode of Ted Lasso airs, I see a bunch of articles talking about how the show isn't good anymore or doesn't know what it is. But I don't get it. I think the show is still great. Yes, there have been some problems with characters like Zava, Jack and Keely's friend, that didn't really go anywhere. But for all of that, there's brilliant storylines and scenes highlighting the characters' growth so well.
Yeah.
Well, just so you know, Jeremy, we're fans of this season, so don't just bring all the positive energy this way.
Yeah.
Because we're reflecting that back at you.
No negativity.
Like Colin, a character who I'm sure no one thought would be anything more than the guy who said silly things and seemed like he couldn't drive in random moments in the series. Having so much development in one season and having great moments with Trent and now Isaac in this episode. Not to mention all the subtle, but I think great character development they have been doing with Nate this season, as well as all the great character growth for Jamie, who had some great moments this season, including some great moments with Roy, Sam, and Keely in the last episode.
Yep.
Now they're giving character growth to Roy as well, because he can't just always get away with Roy's just being Roy. He needs to grow as well, which after the great speech from Rebecca in this episode, we were seeing along with moments he'd had with Jamie earlier this season. Rebecca has also had some great moments this season, including the speech from this episode and with the guy on the boat. Sam, I think, has had some great growth and moments in this season as well, and his dad was great. I could probably go into a lot more, but I don't want to make this a few chapters long. So I don't know, just because the show's not perfect doesn't mean it's still not great. Great reaction. I look forward to the next one. Yeah, don't worry about it, Jeremy. You don't have to prove that this season's good because we love it. Last comments from Terry, who says, being around RTR for a couple of years, I'm certain I have 100 reactions that I think are outstanding. Yet, however many of the best there are, this one has to be placed very high on the list. You just gave me goosies.
Wow, I'll be interested to see which one of your other ones are,
what the
best. 100.
You guys should all drop lists for us.
For real. I would love to know that.
The emotions, the comments, the hug were all very special. You both conveyed the episode perfectly. RJ, I appreciate your comments about the predictable negative fallout, and like you, I can't understand those who take offense to the storylines being presented in the heartfelt way this series episode does.
Yeah.
Again, great job, RTR. Well, thanks, Terry. We appreciate that.
Yeah.
That was very uplifting. And motivating. Oh, there's one more comment on the other episode. On the other post. Alright, last comments from Corey, who says, this whole season is so good. Every episode blows me away, and I love that Colin got some screen time this year with an unexpected plotline that I have really enjoyed watching. Fun fact, the episode title refers to a French comedy play from 1973 called Le Cage of Foods. I don't know how to say it. About a young man raised by two gay dads who is engaged to the daughter of an ultra-conservative politician. When he brings them to meet his family, they try to hide the fact that he was raised by two gay men by disguising one of his dads as a woman, and hilarity ensues. The play is probably best known for one of its movie adaptations, the 1996 Robin Williams classic, The Birdcage, but it was also adapted into a Broadway musical in 1983. The song playing while Isaac and Colin are hanging out at the end is I Am What I Am, which is the closing number of the musical's first act. Great insight.
Okay.
Thank you for that, Corey.
Yeah.
All right, let's jump into the next episode right now.
Jeff, we have time to...
You come to Apple?
Yeah.
Do you multiple shots?
Hello and welcome to Soccer Saturday. I'm Jeff Stelling here with George Cartrick and Clinton Morris. Now, the hottest team in the country is clearly Richmond on a 10-game winning streak on the back of some truly inspired play by Sam Obisanya.
Jeff, you have to think Sam Obisanya will make his Nigeria debut
But it was like truly bad. But our top story, the mysterious managerial vacancy at West Ham United. The club has suddenly parted ways with the wonder kid, Nathan Shelley. It's a shocker, Jeff. They were having a great season.
Yeah.
What?
Nate Shelley isn't the reason West Ham are in second place.
Wait,
Wonder kid? Come on. He was my kid man, for God's sake. No, Rupert Mannion is the brains behind this whole operation.
Okay, let's turn our attention to the international break. National score announcements are trickling in. Which players will get the honour of representing their country? Yes.
All right, Cowboy, play out there.
I gotta check out this video with him, sir.
I did.
What do you think happened there?
Well, boss, I'm like an incomplete list of Madeline Kahn's best films. I ain't got no clue. And ain't really none of my business anyhow.
Ted, I mean this in the nicest way possible. But you suck at girl talk.
I know. I just don't like gossip.
Gossip, Ted. It's speculation.
Maybe
I've
stop
actually been
doing
hearing
things.
rumblings of inappropriate workplace behaviour over at West Ham.
See? Excellent girl talk. So, chaps, what do we think? Is Nathan capable of being involved in something like that?
Good morning.
Hello, Leslie.
So, I heard some interesting scuttlebutt last night.
Ooh, I don't like gossip, but my butt don't mind a little scuttle.
Go on, Leslie.
Edwin Cuckoo's back in town.
Oh, what now?
Apparently, he's sniffing around about trying to create a super league of some sort.
Where did you hear this?
Well, Rebecca, I am the director of football operations. And a bunch of us DFOs have a little jazz jam band we call the Directors of Beep Operations.
Bebop.
Bunch of us
The people came up
DFOs.
at rehearsal.
Ooh, this is not good.
I'm sorry. Why is it so bad that a billionaire wants to put together a bunch of superheroes to fight crime?
Ooh, Ted, you're thinking of the Justice League.
Ah, dang it, yeah, I am.
Super League is when the world's biggest and wealthiest teams decide to compete against each other.
So not only would David never get to face Goliath, the Davids could cease to exist altogether.
Wow.
No, I wouldn't be surprised if Rupert was involved in this. Ah. Speak of the devil.
The devil.
Ooh.
What's he calling her?
It was Rupert.
Yes.
Oh my god, Ted just got it.
I thought it was actual devils.
I was
I
about to say,
I got a little nervous.
Are you alive?
unfortunately.
You're okay.
Am I an idiot?
Sometimes, yes.
Yeah. For quitting my job.
He quit.
Do you wish you hadn't? Then there's your answer.
Oh, Rupert didn't let him go.
They must have spun it that way though, so they look good. Like they got rid of
Still
him.
don't want me to do.
Do you need me to stay?
No. No, I'm okay.
Do you want to come to Poland with me? You can help me and my family screen light bulbs.
It's very funny.
Why is it funny?
Are you serious? I don't know. Sorry. No.
I'll see you in a few days.
Thank you. That was a good girlfriend move right there.
Oh shit. What's happening?
Keely, you are the nicest boss I've ever had.
Thank you, Dan.
And definitely the hottest.
That's a complicated compliment.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's not kind of weird. He just being 100.
Barbara, what's going on? Are we being slowly robbed?
Oh, wait, I'm sorry, you haven't spoken with Jack?
I haven't heard from Jack in weeks.
But she emailed me last night to say that she was going to reach out and tell you.
Tell me what, Barbara?
Oh my god.
The board of the VC have decided to pull funding.
Of course they did.
They're shutting down KJPR.
Of course they did.
What? When?
Oh, don't worry, we've got plenty of time. We don't have to be out till Friday.
It's Wednesday.
Yeah, I suppose that is quite soon, isn't it? Especially if you didn't get the email last night.
That's
Yeah, for what it's worth.
Is this her being just petty?
Thank you, Rebecca. Oh,
Y'all can hug each other, bro.
They were so cute.
Hello, Rebecca.
I see you ask
Where's the hot meal I gave you?
Got rid of it. Sorry, how did you get past security?
Oh, my old mate Renee.
Well, the creepy old man that lives in the sewers.
Well, Rebecca, that's rude. He only works in the sewer.
Right, well, maybe next time you could make an appointment.
Of course.
So,
Hey, come on, bro.
what do you want?
You know what he was
To
doing.
invite you to this meeting for the Akufo League.
Kufo.
Why?
I wanted to extend an olive branch,
He's just losing now.
and I think it's important that you're part of this. Could be great for the game.
Well, I will give it some thought.
Good. Sneaking in here today reminded me of the first match I ever saw at Nelson Road.
They used to play by candlelight.
I look forward to hearing from you.
What happened with Nathan Shelley?
Some people just aren't ready when they get their shot.
He's got a thing.
Happy Uncle Day!
You know it's not a real holiday, right?
Yes, it is. Right, Mummy?
Any day that annoys Roy. Holiday for me.
Any day that I know it's Roy.
Cindy, what's going on? I thought we were fully booked.
All the reservations failed. Well, except one.
Hey, yo!
Yeah.
Look who it
The
is!
Kufu League.
It is
Rupert
Pinky
trying to
Dick.
do.
Oh, sorry, I mean Sam. Of course, you remember Francis. Charles, this is Pinky Dick. Oh, I mean Sam. Pinky Dick, I mean Sam. This is Charles Ziba, food blogger for the Times.
It is nice to meet you. Edwin has told me awful things about you.
Charles is helping me find the best West African chef in London because I'm starting my own Nigerian restaurant, but 20 meters from here.
You're doing what?
We are going to serve the finest Nigerian cuisine
What a
along
douche.
with Chicago-style hot dogs because it's my favorite food.
Because it was favorite.
Oh, Sam, I mean Pinky Dick.
Pinky Dick.
Mr. Okufo found a tiny piece of glass in his food. I assume our meal will be complimentary.
Yeah, sure. Whatever.
Good man. It is nice to put a name to such an ugly, horrible face.
Wow.
What assholes?
They come to just talk shit?
I'm so sorry to see that business is not going well.
No, actually, we're fully booked. We just had a few last-second cancellations.
That's because all the reservations were me. Hello? On Last Stop Life, can I make a reservation for 8 for Wiafi?
David Edelman, party 6. Starkey, party 4. Fab 4. Table for 12, please. Last name, Picao. And please bring up all of your finest African cheeses.
Chloe will tell the truth.
Thank you for your help.
Mr. Mannion, you left your phone in the car.
Oh,
And your fecalist emailed your results. 2 big thumbs up, as expected.
Yo.
Wonderful. Miss Fred, Rebecca Welton. Rebecca, this is my assistant, Miss Fred.
Brave.
Nice to meet you.
Excuse me.
The fuck is that problem? The fuck is that problem?
New assistant.
Yeah.
What happened to the corporate pixie dream girl?
Oh, skewed, dramatic. Shall we?
Yes.
It's a little dramatic.
So, gentlemen, hello. I believe most of you know Rebecca, owner of AFC Richmond.
It's been my title since we got divorced and I took the only thing he ever loved.
Wonderful. Rebecca.
Hello, Robert.
When Rupert told me you were joining us today, I was truly excited. Then, when you walked in that outfit, I remember why.
Here we go.
Aha! Greetings to you all, and thank you for coming. Francis.
Are we gonna be able to shut this guy down? Because he's fucking with Sam
You
relentlessly.
shake hands with me.
Rebecca.
Mr. Akufu, how wonderful to see you again.
Yes, I'm very glad that you are here. It's nice to not be the only minority in the room, eh? Gentlemen and ladies,
That's right here.
I'm
You
sure
don't
you're
shake
all
black
very
people's hands,
anxious to get started.
man. You don't shake black
But,
people's hands.
as my father would say, never talk business on an empty stomach. So, please, take your the smartphone, the squatty potty,
The squatty potty.
the Kufu League.
People love this game. My father loved this game. You all used to love this game. I'm sure of it. I knew this little boy, working class, from Richmond.
Can we talk about Rupert?
He loved football so much. He used to sneak into the matches because his family just couldn't afford the tickets. And one afternoon, finally got caught. And the security guard smacked him round the face, knocked him on the ground.
What it came to, and everybody got some kind of damn resolution and relief. And so I really appreciated that one on this show right here. And they did it so well. They did it so Ted Lasso-ish that it was off the chain. Matter of fact, there was so much storylines going on, they didn't even put Ted Lasso in here at all, for the most part. Just the beginning and the end. This was everybody else's show today. And it still worked out really good. Rupert, they even found a way to put a soft putty heart into Rupert. I get it. He wasn't always a supervillain, but he is a supervillain right now, though, for sure. And I don't know what that glimpse of him with his damn new secretary, is that trying to be like he's trying to change or whatnot? Because if it is, fine. Do what you do. And I'm all about people changing for the good, if that's what you're really doing. But I really enjoyed the damn Rebecca doing her thing, coming into her own on this episode and not giving 0 F's about what everybody else think, just sitting up there and getting the business done, and then to help everybody decide to turn down the football league was the shit. And my other funniest moment was goddamn Rojas just taking it super serious, going back to Mexico, doing what he's doing there, and I loved it. Cannot say enough good about this show right here, and can't wait to see another one.
So I'll start with the Danny and Van Damme part because I feel like it is in conflict with the rest of the comment I'm going to say. I absolutely loved it though. I thought Danny killed it in that role, and honestly, like, I think Van Damme is like legit shook. Even afterwards, I think he's like, I think he's a little PTSD, a little shook. But Danny committed all the way to that role. It was like an entirely different person, and it makes me think about his comments about how he used to play for what's his face's team.
Do that.
Remember, Danny played for one of the big drug dealers team in Mexico.
I can't remember that.
Anyway, so it made me think of that. I was like, Danny was a different person when he used to play for Mexico, and like Richmond allows him to be this upbeat and happy person.
So I
thought that was hilarious, and I thought that was just well executed. Outside of that storytelling for this episode, everything else felt like it was healing. I feel like, to your point, the reason why Ted wasn't as big of a part in this episode is because we spent a large chunk of season 2 healing Ted and getting to Ted to a place where like he could deal with his anxiety, that he was talking to therapy, and the fact that they did so much healing in one episode speaks again to like the quality of the writing, and none of it felt rushed. All of it felt like it organically got to a place of healing through everything that we've experienced this season, and it just like obviously melted my heart to pieces a million times. I was like, am I gonna cry the whole last half of this episode? But I'll speak about each one just really briefly, starting with Rebecca and Rupert. For one, I loved Rebecca seeing her younger version of herself in her mirror and like doing the whole like make yourself bigger to build confidence thing. I love that so much. I love the fact that like she served a purpose there, and it wasn't for money or gains or beating Rupert. It was for the game. And like, I loved her conversation with Ted at the end that like she's got this revelation now that she no longer has to beat Rupert. Like, she's finally, all of that's healed. And like, I think Rupert's the one that's gonna like, you know, feel the ramifications of that. And to your point, the fact that she told a Rupert story to talk about the love of football was just so well done. Like, it was so good. It speaks so much to her growth and the power that she had in that moment. And I loved it so much. It was incredible. It was something I didn't even know I needed, but I did. And like, it made me fall in love with soccer again too. I loved it so much. It was so great. And then with Keely, in reference to, you know, the situation with her job, and I love the fact that they aligned her being at the bar and having a conversation with May, because it was just such a well-written part that she got the advice from May, who's been in business for herself for 40 years. And I love what May said about once you hit the mountaintop that you have to become lightning or whatever, and that ultimately is what she's doing with Rebecca. And I thought that was beautiful, and you could tell she was like finding back to herself too. And the fact that she got girl to leave her job with Jack and come and work for Keely when she had no respect for Keely speaks to how much of an impact as a leader Keely had on her too, which I thought was incredible to see. And then with Roy going through and like recognizing, I love the teacher's line about how I like to fix things, and I hope the damaged, I can't remember exactly how she was saying, but essentially I hope you being damaged didn't fundamentally damage something else, which was his relationship with Keely, because he's the one that called it off because he was a hot mess. So I love that like got through. I love that he wore the tie-dye shirt. I love that his niece thought Jamie's his best friend, and I love that Jamie showed up for Roy and got him the best present too. Like, it was just so great. All of it was so good, and then ultimately allowed Roy to recognize his fault and everything that happened with Keely, and he's at a place now of healing too, where he no longer is in that stuck place and can actually pursue a healthy relationship and not be, you know, in the way of that, which I loved, and I'm glad to see them back together, and I'm super like, this is awesome. And then lastly, two more. With Sam, I think they intended to show that Sam got to a point of healing at the end of this episode, but I want more for them. I want to know that Okufu or whatever his name is isn't going to come at Sam, because he was relentless this episode. That was crazy. Like, I'm going to open up a restaurant right across from you just to hold you down. I'm going to be coming at you nonstop forever. So I'm hoping whatever happened in the situation with Rebecca and all of them that like knocked knocked him off his pedestal, and he doesn't have anything to serve him now in England because the league's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But I don't think that was as clear as like, is Sam good now? I want Sam to be good. But I love Jamie wearing his jersey. That was super sweet. And again, speaks to Jamie's growth because he cares so much about his teammates. Love that. And then with Nate specifically. So that's probably the one that got me the most, was because everything that's driven Nate to be who he was at the end of season 2 and leading into this episode is this like constant, and I love that he told his dad that it terrified him, like the constant pressure to be the best. And that's ultimately what motivates Nate. He couldn't get the approval from his dad. He wanted that approval from Ted and felt like he didn't get it in the way that he wanted. Mm-hmm. And ultimately he had to go play for the best or coach for the best in order to hit the best level, because that's what he was always being pushed towards. So having that moment of healing for Nate, like, feels like I'm gonna cry right now, was just so well done over 3 seasons to get to this point. I think that is what made Nate who he is, and it was just beautiful to see the way that it played out.
It really did. I mean, even though he was an asshole.
Yeah.
For a long time.
Yeah.
It's good that he got a redemption, because I mean, to be fair, they even show every time he wasn't always an asshole. He was just pretending to be an asshole. He was still a good person inside, so it works. It works for him.
And he had to get to a point where he recognized who does he really want to be. And I think Jade played a big part in that, and being like, I was ignoring you a lot because you're kind of full of yourself. Like, I like the dude that you really are. But yeah, just phenomenal episode yet again. I can't believe there's only 2 episodes left in this series. I'm both excited and like really sad because I don't want to see this series end. But what we've gotten up until this point and what this episode delivered just makes it all worth it. So can't wait to check out the next episode.
All right, well, look, thank you guys again for watching another Real Talk reaction for Ted Lasso Season 3, Episode number 10. And until next time, peace.